I'm beaming over the angels on earth. Miraculous, amazing humans and experiences on this beautiful planet. I'm thinking of a really big example was when I was living in LA and I was working with vegan outreach, handing out booklets on college campuses about how horrible animals are treated in the food industry. And for the most part, I had a really great experience with people being receptive and interested and wanting to hear more. Didn't start out that way. When I was a new animal activist, I was angry and sad. So energetically speaking, I attracted a lot of pushback. But when I did my inner healing work and I came to peace, knowing that love really was the answer, people started treating me differently. But one of the things that I became invested in is to see changes on a big scale. And so I remember listening to a progressive radio show one morning in crazy LA traffic. So about an hour I had to travel 3 miles. Yeah, not even exaggerating. And I got all the way to the school. It was a really extra crazy traffic morning, parking, just all the imaginable chaos. But I was listening to this radio station and they were interviewing an author on a progressive book. I think it was the China study, where it had empirical evidence of the benefits of plant-based eating and the harmful effects of animal protein eating. And so I'm listening to this interview and it's beautiful and I thought it would be received well. I'm like, wow, this is really going to positively impact the movement. And I was so excited to have this, to know there was mainstream attention on this and that it would get great footage and feedback. And it was just one pushback and argument after the other from the moderator of this interview. And I'm thinking, oh my God. And it was just, they called on someone else who was arguing the data. And I'm like, oh, so I just felt really in despair and hopeless. Like we were never going to make the gains for animals. So I just arrived at the college feeling beat up. Hadn't even started yet, but I just felt really shitty. And I remember I set myself up at the spot on campus and I'm like, I just felt defeated. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking whatever. I'll just stand here and hand out booklets. You know, it was during class, so there was no one out in the courtyard. So I just had time to sit with myself and I started to cry. I'm like, oh, this is just so painful. And it wasn't like a Hollywood style sobbing cry. It was a very subtle cry. I was wearing sunglasses, so I don't think anyone could tell. But while I'm standing there, this girl comes out of the classroom and walks to me and taps me on my shoulder. And I turn around. She's like, hi, I've gotten one of these booklets from you in the past. Can you please give me another one? And so she grabbed it and she's reading it. And she's like, I just wanted to let you know how much of an impact it had on me from last time you were here. My roommate and I have changed our eating and just, I want to give more of these out to my friends. And I was like, whoa. So she walks away and I'm not even kidding you. Within maybe 4 minutes, a guy comes from the other part of campus and he's like, hey. And I thought he was an administrator going to give me hell for being in the wrong space, needing a permit, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you're handing out booklets on animals, yeah? I was like, I am. I was ready for a fight. And he's like, I just want to say thank you. I wish more people were out here doing things to help really make a difference in the world. And then when the class change happened, I had like a stream of students coming to me waiting in line. Like it was such a dramatic flip in my script to show me that the big shifts that my brain was thinking were necessary, like on the radio station of a popular radio show, were not where the measurable changes were going to come from. It was on the boots on the ground individuals. And that even though in that one area of the radio station I wasn't seeing the change, I was seeing it in real time, face to face. So if any of you are struggling with anything right now and things are not looking the way you think they should, keep that in mind. And I think my crying and my sobbing was because I was letting go and just leaning into the let go and releasing the pent-up emotion and the angst. which allowed me to see miraculous evidence in all those other ways. So if you're feeling pushed against the wall at your wit's end, I invite you to let go. Just let go, because there is a force at play. Love is the answer. All that we ever desired is here. We just more than likely are somewhere, somehow resisting it or refusing to see it.